Wait, where are we? Yeah, we're recording.
Okay. Do you want to start off, Kelly? Do you want to do the hello stuff?
No, you do it. You do it.
It's the coach. It's the coach day, so you get to be the one who does it.
Great. Okay. I just got my baby down. So welcome to our Monday night call. If I am a little, if it doesn't look like it's very smooth, let me know, and I can move my computer to another room in the house. So just so you know, I don't know how it is for you guys, but you're a little jaggedy. So
You're good.
this was supposed to be a coach spotlight. I don't have any coaches that really wanted to do this. I invited an upline, and she was not able to do it tonight. So I'm just going to come in here and talk about whatever I want to talk about. So I was talking, I was listening to some podcasts, and I was listening to some stuff, and I was trying to figure out some of the things that have made a difference in my business over the last couple of years. And so I thought I would start with that. When I started, I wanted to put all the Beachbody stuff out there. I wanted to talk about Beachbody, and I wanted to do what all the other coaches were doing. I wanted to kind of be all shiny and polished and makeup-y like Michelle, and I wanted to be cute and cozy like Kelly, and I want to do all their stuff. But that's not me. I'm in my garage. My hair's still in a ponytail. I don't know when I showered last. I don't have any idea. It doesn't really matter because that's more of who I am. And it's taken me a bunch of years to kind of tease this out, that this is who I am and this is who I'm going to attract. And that's kind of what's happened is the coaches that I've attracted have been moms of big families with a little bit of crazy and not a lot of self-care going on. So that's what I've gotten with my coaches, which is fine because that's who I am. So I'm going to see if I can find some of the stuff here. So the things that I've learned over the past years, I'm trying to think of what I sent to Michelle. So I'm going to put it right here so that I can look at it so I can remember what I told her. Okay. The first thing is that there's absolutely nothing in this business that requires any special gifts. Anyone can do this. This business is meant for anybody, and it can bless anybody's life. So this is something I thought that I had to learn all these new things, and I had to do all this new stuff, and I had to become somebody else. But really, there's no special gifts necessary for this. There's no special things that you have to know how to do. Everything that you have to know can be learned, and it's for anybody. It's for someone with 9 kids like me. It's for somebody with no kids at all. It's for somebody who's 75 or somebody who's 25. Anybody can do this because you're going to make an impact on someone's life. And that's the most important thing. At least for me, that's the most important thing. You're changing people's lives just by being you and using your social media for a purpose. So when I talk to my husband about social media, this is one of those things that I'm like, look, this is my mission field. This is my chance. I can reach out to people. I don't have to have any special traits. I don't have to be a doctor. I don't have to build wells. Like, this is what I can do. And I can't do that other stuff with 9 kids, but I can do this. I can reach people in their homes without any special traits, without any special trainings to make an impact in their lives. So this is my social media with a purpose. So that's kind of what it's my mission. And so that's kind of how I talk about it. But along with that comes a diligence that's necessary. So you can't just say, oh, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to post once in a while, and every once in a while I might invite someone, because there has to be some intentionality to it. It has to be sharing not just your Beachbody. It has to be sharing not just your faith, but all of you, every part of you that makes you who you are, because you don't know who you're going to reach with your faith, and you don't know who you're going to reach with your homeschooling or your education background like Elizabeth has, or whatever it is. You don't know who you're going to reach. And so you have to share all those parts because they're going to find themselves in your story. And you don't have to have any special traits for that. Like, that's just you. And you shining is going to be the thing that makes the biggest difference. And doing it on an intentional basis every day, couple times a day, to intentionally bring yourself to them. Okay, so that's number one. Be diligent, and it doesn't take any special traits. Number two, you need to be teachable. So that doesn't mean you need to learn to be a doctor or dig a well. That means you need to be willing to change a little bit. So when I started, I thought I was teachable, and I guess I was teachable, but I really didn't know what I was doing. And it's taken me a long time to figure out kind of how to, I'm glad someone's taking notes, to figure out how to be teachable in a way that will reach other people. So it's not just being teachable with anything, but being teachable when you find a mentor, somebody who is 2 steps ahead of you, somebody who has, hit the $1 Million Club, somebody who has reached 100 people, finding them and finding out what they've done. Not that you have to do exactly what they did, but learning how they did it and then taking from them whatever you can use. So I may never do videos like Summer Tucker. I'm not much of a yeller, and she's a great speaker, and I'm just not. So I might do my own kind of videos where I sit on my back deck, and that's just how I am. But I can learn from how she does things and how she reaches people to take from that what is important for me. So be teachable. That's number 2. If Kelly's going to keep taking notes, that's number 2. Be teachable. But always make sure you're looking for a mentor. And if this one person you start with is not the person that's working for you, change. You don't have to stick with them. You have to find the person who lights your fire, who gets you going, who gets you excited to do the business, and who gets you excited to reach out for other people, because that's what we're here for. And if one person tells you, you need to do this 5 times a day, and it makes it uncomfortable for you, that's not your person. Find your people, and find the people that are going to work the best for you. Okay. Number 3, you have to be a product of the product. And I know you're going to be like, I've heard this 1 million times, but you actually have to do that. You have to do your personal development. So you have to fill your head with important, awesome, beautiful things. You have to know what you believe, and you have to act on it. So if you're reading personal development and you find a book that's not for you, don't keep reading it, even if everybody else in the world is reading it. You can't, like, there's a prayer book that everybody did for Advent that I tried. I didn't like it. I wish I liked it. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. But everybody, even on our team, was reading. I was like, I'll try it. And it wasn't for me. I needed something different. Same with some of the personal development stuff. Some of it, like, there's some Brene Brown I like, and there's some that I'm like, it's kind of smushy. Not my thing. So, but I got to do my thing, and I got to fill my head and my heart with what makes the most sense to me. So you be a product of the product. So you're supposed to read something or listen or whatever it is that takes you to the next level of you. You need to do your workouts. So even if you have kids, still do your workouts, whatever it is, whatever your thing is. Like, if I can get my workout in, you can get your workout in. You can do it. And if your husband needs to do it so that you can say, you did yours, now I get to do mine, do that. Whatever it takes. Figure your day out, because your job is to be awesome and healthy and happy and fulfilled. And so you have to do that. That's part of your job. Who else gets paid to do this? This is awesome. In your own home. Like, you can wear whatever you want. I do yoga in my jammies. I'm like, woo, this is the best. Okay. And you need to drink your shake. That's just part of it. Because, and if you can't drink a shake, like, there are some people who can't because of protein. I get it. Do something else. Figure out, follow the meal plan. Whatever it is you have to do to make sure you're being a product of the product, because that will raise your belief. It will it will help you have a story to share with other people. Because when something changes your life, you want to share it. And that's what being a product of the product is supposed to do. If you do the stuff, you'll want to share it with other people because it changes your life. And if it's the tribe that changes your life, then share that part. If it's the workouts, if it's the whole package, for me, it was the whole package. And it's changed my life and my family with my kids. My daughter spent the evening tonight drawing pictures of workout moves that she was going to try to do tomorrow, like donkey kicks and stuff from bars. And I don't know, but that's her thing. Like, she's watching me do it and it's changing her life. So it's changing our family. Even though we worked out before, we didn't do it at home. We did it at the gym away from the kids, and it was not a part of their life. It was like something we do and then we come back. Now it's everywhere they go. It's part of their lives. And I'm hoping that it will be there forever. Like, it will become a part of who they are. Okay. That's 3. Step 3. Yeah. Number 4, be willing to step out of your comfort zone, to do the hard things, to be fearless, to step out and do the live videos, to message someone and hit send. And for some people, it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. For me, I say, don't be a baby, hit send. That's what I say in my mind. So whatever it is that you have to say to yourself, but step out of your comfort zone. Be willing to walk that edge, walk on that line, because the farther you push that line, the farther you can go, the more you can do, and the easier it is. And I am definitely an example of that, because the more I do, the more I'm willing to do. And it's so exciting. It makes it so much more fun, because I'm not just doing my regular thing, but to try new stuff every time or every day, and to do something new, and to do a live video on something that I think nobody cares about and have them care. It's amazing. So Elizabeth, you've been doing live videos all over the place and you're doing great. They're amazing. So, okay. So be willing to step out of your comfort zone, be a little bit fearless, know that you can do this. And the more you do, the more you can do in everything in your life. Let's see. Number 5. Is this number 5? I think this is 5. Okay. Be willing to step back, take a break, rest, refresh your soul, either go on a retreat, take a bath, turn off your phone, all those things, because there's so much noise with social media, and there's so much noise in our lives, and we're so busy that stepping back and remembering who we are, so that we don't get sucked into being Michelle who's shiny, and being Kelly who's all cozy, and being all of these other people, but being ourselves. But you got to know who you are to do that. And you can't do that in all the chaos. It's so important to take that time. So like, I have an alarm on my phone that says self-care. I don't always follow it, but I have it on there just to remind myself that I have to step back. I have to take time for me. I have to, if it means getting up early so that I don't have anybody talking to me, then that's what I have to do, because that's so important in part of in just our day, every day, to take that time, whether it's in prayer or just quiet or a bath or whatever it is. It's key to remembering who you are so that you can shine out there with all the other stuff that you do. Okay. And my last one is, when you do have challengers in your challenge group, take the best care of the people you already have. So take the best care of your family that you already have. Take the best care of the challengers you have. And remember to kind of focus on them before you go out and try to meet new people or be around new people, because they're the ones who've already trusted you with their journey. They've already trusted you with their heart. And it's so important that we take the time to honor that, instead of constantly going out to find the next sale or the next thing. So take care of those people that are already there, so that your integrity is intact, so that you are being the best coach and they know that they can trust you with their friends and with anybody else that they might have, because that's going to bring your business up a level, just like all the other stuff is. So since I couldn't get any coaches to come, you got to listen to me talk instead. So
That was awesome.
Those are my points.
That's awesome. And I love, like, what's that?
Oh, I couldn't read these things as they were going. Sorry.
No, I love watching you grow your business, because if anyone has excuses, like, you would have them. And it's funny because every time I hear Autumn say, you can do hard things, I'm like, she totally stole that from the talk that I gave at a corporate thing where I showed a picture of Angie, you know? But you're a really great example of that. And I love your points, and I love the fact that you show that it's important to take a break and to rest, but to be yourself. And it's so easy to get caught up in comparing to other people's leadership styles and then wondering, well, I don't want to lead like that, so what's wrong with me? And it's not. God created us all so differently, and figuring out where we fit. It's like trying to figure out, what part of the bouquet, does the red look best, or does the yellow or the blue? But yeah, I love that. Does anyone have any questions for Angie? I mean, come on, you've got a mom of 9 who's had years of experience.
This was great. I forgot my notebook, so that's why I was writing them in the chat, and then I started writing them on Post-its. So now I got to go put the Post-its. I love how you took things that we all hear often, but showed us that we need to continually think about them. Like, it's so easy when someone says, I'm going to talk about these things, to be like, oh, I've heard a talk on that. We can't hear these things enough, because they really are like cornerstones to what we do. You know what I mean? And if we think we have it, then we're going to lose it. Like, the moment we think we've got, oh, I got product to product. No, we can always do better with that. You know what I mean? And like, I'm just thankful you've helped me a lot after this past baby, even like with being a product to product doesn't mean being like, perfect donkey kicks and breaking my nose. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. This was really helpful. Even I really, like, I love how you wove it all together. That's me being cushy. Cushy.
You guys are, but everybody's so different. Like,
yeah.
When I started, I was like, oh, I should be like her. I should do this.
No, but you're right.
And it's so much, yeah. And so, like, that's why some people don't follow coaches, but I actually kind of need to sometimes, to try to remember some of the stuff I'm supposed to do. But it's hard to not try to be somebody else instead of myself.
Yeah. I think it's finding the balance between somebody else's leadership style and how can we know what our leadership style is if we're learning, and like I know you get a lot from Melanie Mitro, and being able to learn from that, I think, is huge. But it's finding the leaders that we really connect with and then digging in with them, and there's only one other thing that I thought, I'd love to add, if you don't mind. And this is something Kelly and I learned the hard way, but that is don't reinvent the wheel. And I think you guys are doing great because we've got great systems in place. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but heaven knows every time something came out, we recreated it for the longest time, and it'll just create burnout. So it's finding the leaders who you really connect with, and then maybe tapping into what's already been done, because there's so much that has been done. So, and I'm sorry for the noise.
Before I do anything, I Google everything just to see if somebody else has already done that before I start anything new.
That's really smart. No, this was really good.
All right. I don't have anything else. I know I'm not much of a go over 30 minutes kind of girl.
No,
so
this is perfect.
If you guys want to keep going, or if you want me to talk about something else, or if you want to talk about other stuff, that's fine with me. But I
think it'd be good for us to just, even walking away from this, to kind of use these 6 points to, like, or even like the 7th one too, like, to reflect on, like, kind of self-evaluate, like where we're at with, but to show where we need to grow. You know what I mean? Like, the points. They're really good points for just evaluating. So thank you. Can you share some of your favorite podcasts?
Right now?
Yeah. Just a
Sure.
couple of them.
Yeah. Michelle said it, but I listened to the Melanie Mitro one. She's, hers is called Women Inspiring Women. That one. The Gold Digger. I like that one. Gold Digger. She does businessy stuff. And she had ran like a photography business, but I like listening to her podcast.
Is that Danette?
Jenna Kutcher. It looks like, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, you posted one of those the other day.
I posted one the other day. Yeah.
Okay.
I try to share when I find one that I think is applicable pretty easily to Beachbody, but I try not to listen to just Beachbody podcasts because I think that it's important to find outside sources. And this is something I learned from the sparkly girl. What's her name?
Bonnie Engel?
Yeah, Bonnie Engel. Bonnie Engel said she listened to all these other podcasts and she read these books and she did all these business things that were not related to Beachbody at all. And she did that because she needed to get outside of that insular everything about Beachbody or even multi-level marketing and to get to just businessy stuff and other businessy stuff. So that was one of the reasons I started looking for other women business podcast sorts of things that weren't even MLM related. But I'm not going to get rid of Melanie Mitro because, well, she rocks. She doesn't accept any excuses. She's all business.
That's awesome.
My favorite PD book?
Yeah. What's your favorite all-time PD book out of all? Because you like a little bit of Brene Brown, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, which one did you enjoy reading the most?
I don't know. I don't have any idea. Somebody else do that. I'll think about it for a second. I'll see if I can think of one. Elizabeth, what's yours? You're on the top of my row.
I was about to type the Slight Edge. That was my first one I read, and I always think of that one. I don't remember like everything that was said in it, but I think that one's really good for our business. I don't know if that's kind of PD you're looking for, but
just whatever your all-time favorite is. I think it's like, well, what are the books that impact you the most, that make you stop and think, and I think you're right. It's hard to come up with one book because
I think Unqualified by Stephen Furtick, that one's definitely in like my top 3 for sure.
I've read that one.
I love that book. And there's another one, if you haven't read it, I just read it and I'm having my kids read it. It's called The Last Arrow. And it's like a mix of PD and Christian but it's all about like leaving this life with nothing left, but it also pours into the business, and I was just to go off on a small tangent, when I was talking to Angie about things to talk about, I mentioned, do you mind if I add one? And I added the one about taking care of your challengers, because it's easy to sometimes wonder, what am I doing here, right? And then I have a friend who I met on the soccer field who was struggling, and she was struggling with being a friend with someone who was leading her in a wrong path. And she was just struggling with purpose. And so I took her to a Super Saturday, and she decided to sign up for the 80-day obsession. And so she's been doing the 80-day obsession. She's no longer hanging out with that friend. She is changing her life. Like, her family's starting to eat healthier, but her relationships are getting better. They're doing more. And she just was thanking me over and over again for introducing her. And that's something I want to, I'm sorry, my face is getting red. My rash is starting to appear again. But that's one of the things that I just want to encourage you on, is like, there have been times, and you guys know I've gone through this up and down, where I've thought about quitting. I really thought about just quitting and putting my eyes on other things. But when I get it's the messages like that. It's you guys being on this team and your life's changing. Like, look at the people who you invite. And as their lives change, that's why caring for our challengers has got to be huge. Even if it's just cheerleading in a challenge group and we're not checking in on them every week, we're checking in on them once a month and cheering in the challenge group. But just letting them know someone's in their corner and loving on them. It's truly life-changing. And even if, like I was talking to Erin Booker at retreat, she's like, my goal is one person a month. Even if your goal isn't Success Club and it's one person a month, that's one person a month that you're pouring into to help get their lives, headed in the same direction that our lives are headed in. And that's priceless. I mean, that's the gold that comes with this. That's what makes this business different than, I have a friend who went to another business from Beachbody. She made a lot more money faster. And I thought about joining her, but I was like, I can't, because the purpose and the mission in that is money. And there is team, but they don't have what we have here. It is not just a business. It's a ministry. It's an opportunity to love people in the most vulnerable area. So, and I love that about Angie, because I don't know anybody who checks on people and loves people the way that Angie does. I don't know how she does it, but she always remembers to check in on people that aren't even challengers, that, because she knows they're having a hard time or they have postpartum depression or whatnot, and that I think is a superpower. And that's the thing that sets us apart is the true care that goes into this. Anyway, I'll let go. I'll quit talking. Sorry. But anyway, does anyone else have any questions for Angie? No? You guys ready to go home? Go enjoy the rest of your evening with your family? One quick thing. Do you have something to say before we wrap up, Kelly? One quick thing I wanted to share real quick is my friend Greg Armfield, who's a 10-star diamond coach. He also happens to be the VP of operations for the new company I'm working with. So I love it. I'm getting behind the scenes. I'm learning a lot, and I've stepped back to just kind of refill my cup before. But anyway, he's been doing 2B Mindset. He's in the group. So I got a sneak peek into what they're doing. And I just want to let you know if you have any questions. But the big thing that they're doing with that is it has a lot to do with portioning what you're eating at what time of the day and slowly working the carbs out through the day, but not really like you can eat as much lettuce or vegetables and stuff as you want. But I just wanted to share that real quick if you have any questions in particular before it comes out. I don't want to get into all the details now, but feel free to reach out if you don't know somebody already in the test group, and I'll be happy to try to figure out whatever, answer your questions. So.
That's awesome. Because I saw them share today about how it's going to be released soon, and they had like a little teaser video.
Greg has lost 10 pounds on it, and he says it was the easiest thing to follow. So for our challengers, I think it's going to be pretty great. It's a great stepping stone to clean eating.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for everything. I'll get the recording up tonight and tomorrow morning. But thanks for sharing tonight, Angie. This was great.
You rock.
Thanks for letting me do it.
Yeah, so good. So good. All right, y'all.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good evening.
See you guys.
Bye.